And welcome back to the next game at the Men's European Cup. We have Toulouse Quad Guards against Tyne and Fear Roller Derby. My name is Mother Mercy and I'm joined by the lovely Smashlin Munro.
Hi there folks, it's good to see you all still here with us today. We are getting ready for what I think is going to be a very, very good game.
And now we have jamming for Tyne and Fear. We have Dark Matter, and for Toulouse we have, I believe that's Asselhoff once again, getting on the way today.
Strong pressure up front there on Asselhoff, as you can see. Number 3 for the Tyne and Fear really putting that pressure on.
Yeah, and lead jammer awarded to Dark Matter.
A very clear defined start there again. Let's see what Tyne and Fear can bring to the table today.
Dark Matter on a scoring pass. Asselhoff still unable to break free. Goes around the animated give. He's now making his way around the pack, but Dark Matter has passed and he calls it. He's going to be putting points on the board first, and he's got 4 of them. Lining up now for Tyne and Fear, we have Dog.
And he is coming up against 1789 at Braveheart.
Both familiar faces from this weekend.
And both very tall. I comment on that because they are very tall.
I thought it was because you were quite short.
No, it's because they are very tall.
And we're underway. Oh, big tumble there. And Dog being called on a low block, making his way to the box. So it's lead jammer to Braveheart.
And again, as we had a tweet earlier, Braveheart and his small red shorts. I think maybe it's that powers him around the track so fast.
Why would they not?
Exactly. Some serious pressure up front there on Braveheart.
Yeah, picked up 5 points for that pass. And Dog is standing in the box. Braveheart just pointing to the box. He's noticed that as More Than a Woman goes and sits down as a pivot. Dog had been released from the box as Braveheart just picked up a final 4 points for that. That's going to take the score at the moment. 9 points to the Quad Guards and 4 points to Tyne and Fear Roller Derby.
Setting up for the next jam, we have 60 quad bit for Tyne and Fear in the black. And in white, we have hygienic number 95 for the Quad Guards. Just
to say, the Men's Roller Derby Station is proud to be back in this men's European Cup. We wish all the teams competing the best of luck.
Was that inaugural?
Inaugural, that was
That's
the one,
what I
darling. Heard. In the meantime, hygienic, he picked up lead jammer.
With that still a major effort put in there. As you can see, jamming nice and low for Tyne and Fear.
And hygienic calling it there, picking up 4 points, but Tyne and Fear able to pick up a sneaky 2 at the end. That was 60 quad bit jamming there. And now lining up to jam for Tyne and Fear, we have the sparkly-handed Moo.
Rocking the Michael Jackson look. And he is coming up against a strong jammer that we've seen from Quad Guards today. I do believe that is Asselhoff.
It is.
Little bit of a shove there to number 9 for Tyne and Fear, but Moo just twisting it round, still working that pressure onto the blockers.
In the meantime, Asselhoff got recycled to the back. Moo still trying to fight his way through the front. Oh! How Moo managed to stay on his feet then. Bit of a last-minute desperation block there from Quad Guards, but yeah. Moo kept going. Oh, lovely apex jump there. 5 points for that one.
And again, I don't think Slash Gordon saw that move coming, did he?
No. In the meantime, Asselhoff finally makes his way past Tank and More Than a Woman. Manages to get out of the pack. I mean, they held him there for almost a minute, which is not something we've seen often today.
Again, with these two teams and how they played today, I've got a feeling this is going to be another close one where we are going to have numerous lead changes.
Yeah,
Currently,
definitely.
Quad Guards on 13, Tyne and Fear on 15.
And lining up to jam for Tyne and Fear, Dark Matter.
And he's coming up against the epically sized Braveheart for the Quad Guards.
And we are underway.
Pressure on Big Jim and number 28 for the Quad Guards. They are holding Dark Matter back.
But a Braveheart has picked up a cut track penalty and he's gone to serve his time in the box, leaving it wide open for Dark Matter to try and extend Tyne and Fear's lead quite early in this first half. Yet another big apex jump from the Tyne and Fear jammers.
But what looks like there was an epic fall there. The Richardson sent to the box for that low block there.
And Braveheart released from the box. Tyne and Fear ready at the back. At the moment, Dark Matter's been able to rack up 10 points in this jam, and we've still got a minute left.
Again, from seeing how Dark Matter has been playing today, he's definitely not too challenged currently. He's got more to produce.
And Braveheart picking up a low block there to the dismay of the Quad Guards, making his, and also Sanchez going to sit in the box. So Tyne and Fear going to have a massive advantage at the start of this one.
And when you just saw that action there, you have to see the look of pleasure on a couple of the Tyne and Fear players' face.
Definitely.
Just a big shout out to Rydell Skates. Unmatched quality, unmatched performance. You can check them out at www.rydellskates.com.
And if you're looking to purchase those skates, why not go to Double Threat Skates, roller derby skate shop based in central London and run by London roller girls Kristin Lee and Gorgasm. Check them out at www.doublethreatskates.co.uk. So Dog waiting patiently on the line now.
With this team timeout, here's a chance for the teams to actually re-clarify and regroup in regards to that way they're going forward. And to be honest with you, Tyne and Fear are keeping the pressure on the Quad Guards today.
And the crowd here chanting, "Be more Dog." And Dog managing to make his way through for lead jammer.
Whilst with only two blockers on track, the Quad Guards can try and do their best, but the ones in the penalty box can just sit and watch on. Applying the pressure there to Dog, but he does skip between them.
In the meantime, Braveheart has been released from the box. He's still got to make his way on his initial pass, but there's only two blockers for Tyne and Fear on the track at the moment, so easily able to make his way around. And Dog just takes a little look over his shoulder, checks out where Braveheart is. He's been told to carry on by his bench.
Literally as he buses by, Tank and Pablo Diablo making it look far too easy.
Side surfing round the outside. A little bit of a knock off there, so he's going to get recycled to the back. Saw Braveheart coming in, decided to call it.
And looking at that, 22 minutes on the clock of this first half, we have the Quad Guards on 19. Tyne and Fear stepping out there with 42.
So Tyne and Fear able to extend that lead just by a little bit more.
But that's exactly what they want. It's that sort of start that maybe going further forward they can
exactly.
utilise it.
And now we have Angry Bear jamming for the Quad Guards, not something we've seen often today. He's going up against 60 Quad Bit for Tyne and Fear. Neither jammer having an easy time now.
No, both teams are looking at the defensive on this very strongly again, making sure holding back those jammers.
Oh, an Angry Bear just taking a little bit of a backward spill, having to be recycled back, but 60 quad bit having exactly the same trouble.
Again, looking like Slash Gordon for the quad guards has been sent to the penalty box again. And it looks like he's getting quite a few recently. 60 quad bit on the floor, looked up at his jam ref. He knew he'd done something and makes his way to the box. But Angry Bear still struggling on his initial pass now, 1 minute into this jam, constantly getting recycled to the back. Awesomely strong defensive play here from Tyne and Fear. And that was a misconduct call on 60 quad bit. Oh, reanimated GIF trying to hold on to Angry Bear for as long as possible, but Angry Bear finally makes his way out to get called lead jammer. And 60 quad bit is back on track in the action now. Angry Bear still trying to make his way through that wall of chemical reanimated GIF and More Than a Woman. Not somewhere you'd like to be as a jammer, as Angry Bear has just shown, but 60 quad bit not having an easy time either. With the end of that jam, we do see the clock is still ticking away. That is 42 to Tyne and Fear. Toulouse quad guards have stepped up with 21.
We have the familiar face of Moo jamming for Tyne and Fear. Oh, and just to say, our producer broke Smashling. Cheers. I thought you'd gone quiet. And he's going up against Asselhoff for the quad guard. I'm sure Smashling will rejoin us when she's composed herself a little bit.
Yeah, I am still in the room. I do apologise. Unfortunately, necessary moments need to be sorted out, but I am back in the play. So we have people playing for the derby.
You may be able to hear from the crowd's reaction, but that was lead jammer awarded to Moo from Tyne and Fear. Asselhoff still trying to make his way through the pack, only reached turn 2 at the moment. In the meantime, Moo on a scoring pass.
Again, another penalty has been given to one of the quad guards.
That will be Sanchez making his way to the box.
Number 28. Seen a very strong effort from him with his blocking skills today. But again, I think everyone's on tenterhooks and unfortunately not playing as clean as they were earlier on.
Yep, quad guards calling for a timeout now, so maybe just want to take this time to regroup, get their heads back in the game, sort themselves out a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes just a minute just to get back in that focus zone.
Shake it off.
Can make all the difference, especially in such a level of gameplay that we've seen today from all the teams involved.
Indeed. And some of the teams today, you may have seen before, a lot of these skaters playing for their respective countries at the World Cup earlier this year. And we do have another World Cup in December. The 2014 Roller Derby World Cup will be in Dallas, Texas. 30 countries, 4 days, 3 tracks. Get your tickets online. For more information, go to rollerderbyworldcup.com.
Again, please do remember that we do have an active Twitter feed. We have our own Captain Malice on there. So please, hashtag MEC2014. If you have pictures, send them in. Any quotes, any shout-outs, please do. Okay, we've had some fantastic tweets during the day. We've had someone in Australia advising that it was 2 AM and they were watching us. That is exactly what we want to see, what's happening in the Derbyverse.
Lining up to jam for Tyne and Fear, we have number 1, that's Dark Matter. And he's going up against Hygienic from the quad guards. And we are underway. Neither jammer able to make a way through at the moment. But just sneaking around the outside on turn 2 is Dark Matter. And he is your lead jammer.
Big hit there from number 95, Hygienic, but unfortunately does displace himself off of his skates. But nicely recovered as he is skipping around the outside of the track there.
Yeah, Woolly Bully just getting called on a high block there, I believe, and made his way to the box.
The action is hot and heavy on track today. We are looking at some very, very strong skills.
Indeed, and talking of high blocks, one's been picked up by the quad guard Jammer, and he's making his way to the box now.
And now
Tyne and Fear just really able to extend this lead more and more so due to Jammer trouble for quad guards.
And unfortunately, it just seems quad guards are playing into their hands. I was kind of hoping that maybe that time out there was what you said, you know, would help them to regroup, but I'm not too sure. I think maybe they've just got to a point there's no coming back from.
They're all just a little bit excited. Just need to calm down.
Yeah, take a few deep breaths, quick cup of tea and back on it.
I would well drink tea on a timeout.
Yeah, nice cup of tea, couple of sugars and a biscuit.
Lovely. In the meantime, it's the familiar shape of man-shaped dog lining up for Tyne and Fear. And if you're enjoying this production today, why not help keep providing it by donating? Head over to derbyduckproductions.co.uk and hit the donate button.
Skipping out there, the light fantastic, that is dog lead jamming for Tyne and Fear.
And he's just making sure his blockers have clocked, but Hygienic has come back on track now. Obviously Hygienic though on his initial pass. So Dog able to sort of keep plugging away at the moment, try and get a few more points on there.
Dog just taking Slash Gordon Letitia in his stride. But unfortunately that is another penalty there for Slash
Gordon, yeah, and that's the captain for Toulouse.
Quite heavily so far on the penalties there. Slightly worrying. Let's hope he doesn't get fouled out.
Yeah, I think he's already sitting on 4. So considering we're halfway through this first half, that's a lot.
Shall we take bets on if he makes it to the second half?
No, because
maybe?
We are, as always, completely impartial.
Of course we are. And we don't support gambling.
And Dog now trying to make his way through once again. And it was a 5-point pass as he did lap Hygienic, still trying to make his way past the Tyne and Fear blockers.
And you know what, we've just had a lovely tweet come in from Kira Holden. Apparently she's taking time out from packing for uni to watch the MEC 2014. Thank you very much for making sure you are watching us. And you know what, good look at uni.
So a massive jam for Tyne and Fear there. Dog managing to pick up 24 points. 0 nil point picked up by the quad guards.
We're getting that French back in there, love.
Ha hi ha.
C'est très bien.
It's not racist at all, is it?
No, not at all. Again, we might as well just start talking about garlic and onions.
And 60 quad beat lining up to jam for Tyne and Fear. Going up against Asselhoff. Both jammers taking a particularly low stance.
And you know what? Just a quick shout out to Queens of the Sin Bin, the official merchandise sponsors of the Men's European Cup. For all your custom derby clothing, whether you're a skater, official or fan, Queens of the Sin Bin can meet your demands. So go visit them at their website, which is www.queensofthesinbin.com.
As 64 quad bit makes his way around. He's not lead jammer. Lead jammer was awarded to Asselhoff. And if you're interested in looking at some of the Queens of the Sin Bin merchandise, you can see it on the track right now, as they are one of the sponsors of Tyne and Fear Roller Derby.
Like we say, we always like to get in the tweets. They're always great to see that people are taking their time out to make this event more widely spread. Please do feel free, though, to help us out. Go and click on the donate button. Help us keep providing these high-quality feeds by heading over to derbyduckproductions.co.uk and hitting the donate button. Please donate.
So Moo just got awarded lead jammer, made his way round. It was only 2 blockers for quads on the track. Braveheart was just pushing his way against the four skaters for Tyne and Fear, finally made his way out, but Moo saw it, decided to call back. He picked up his points. So Tyne and Fear come in extremely close to breaking a century now. They're on 93 and Quad Guards still on 24. Lining up for Tyne and Fear, we have once again Dark Matter.
And he's coming up against Slash Gordon.
We haven't seen Jam so much this weekend. I think this is the first time he's jammed in this game.
Yeah.
Primarily used as a pivotal blocker. Goes for the hit. Doesn't quite connect.
And again with that element of recycling, Dark Matter taking him back around the track at least a good half a lap.
Yeah, allowing Tyne and Fear's blockers to recoup and get their wall back together. In the meantime, Dark Matter did get through for lead jammer.
So quickly, I didn't even see that happen.
It was beautiful.
Was it a thing of beauty?
It was a thing of beauty.
Oh, I'm sad I missed it.
Oh.
That's right, I'll go home later and cry about it, but until that point, I have the pleasure of seeing that finally Slash Gordon on track does make his initial pass.
Yep, and Dark Matter making sure he called it off. Oh, but Quad Guard's just able to pick up a sneaky one at the end.
So looking at the scoreboards, that is a cheeky 25 to the Quad Guards, but a pretty epic 97 to Tyne and Fear. 11.5 minutes left to play on the first half. And you know what? Tyne and Fear are pulling out that lead very nicely.
They are indeed. Lining up once again, Tyne and Fear captains, man-shaped dog, jamming for Tyne and Fear. Quad Guards, I do believe that's Asselhoff, and he has been awarded lead jammer.
He does skate slightly strange in more of a bent-over position than what I'd normally see as Derby style.
Oh!
Big shoulder there.
Huge shoulder. But Asselhoff happy to be picking up 3.
Fire starter's gone.
And I think maybe Quad Guards I don't think Firestarter's playing in this bout, so possibly suffering a little bit. He's been one of their main jammers all weekend. 60 quad bit lining up to jam for Tyne and Fear.
And Braveheart back on that jam line for the Quad Guards.
Braveheart just kind of falling over the wall there. Not a tactic you generally want to use. And it's lead jammer for 60 quad bit.
Looking with that 6 to 9 point lead at the moment, this is the time where Tyne and Fear can put the pressure on. Again, with such a strong level of defence there from the Quad Guards, they are making Dark Matter work.
Oh, and just hit after hit on 60 quad bit, and he still manages to stay in, still manages to pick up 5 points there.
And the one thing he has is that great staying power. Again, it's so easy to get knocked off of your feet and lose that element, but he is working very well.
And Braveheart just trying to push his way through. But when you're up against skaters like Chemical Owl, that's maybe not the best approach to take.
Yes.
Everybody
maybe
down.
We need to go and sit in on their next time out just to give them a couple of hints there.
And like 64 quad bit calls for jam.
And just looking at that from the end of that jam, Tyne and Fear have crashed through that 100 marks. That is 102 points. Oh, sorry, 105. Toulouse Quad Guard still on 28.
And just quickly, we'd like to tell you about Juice Wheels. Finally, a refreshing innovation in wheels developed specifically for derby at all levels of play. The new technology delivers grip when you need, roll when you need roll, and energy when you need it most. And on our way, here's Moo jamming for Tyne and Fear.
And Asselhoff, number 2000 for the Quad Guards, is battling around the outside there and skips through for that lead jammer.
But he is quickly followed by Moo, who's probably just about half a lap, maybe less behind him at the moment.
Picking up that speed by that toe stop run just out of the pack, very strong.
Yep, Asselhoff picking up the 2 there. So just under 10 minutes left in this half, and we're going to see Dark Matter jamming for Tyne and Fear.
And again, Slash Gordon is on that jam line.
Yeah.
I think, like you say, noticing without Fire Starter just sees the difference on how much they relied on his playing.
The pack's moving backwards towards the jammers. And a very quick lead jammer awarded there to Slash Gordon.
Some effective blocking there, holding back the jammer from Tyne and Fear, but they got through. Again, regrouping maybe have helped the quad guards quite a bit.
Slash Gordon just on his toe stops there, stepping around the outside, and manages to look behind him, sees that Dark Matter's approaching, calls it. Picks up his 4, that'll do. And once again, we have Dog jamming for Tyne and Fear. He's going up against Asselhoff.
As you can see the chants from the audience, they are supporting Tyne and Fear.
Which you would expect, as it's Tyne and Fear's home ground.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, is that because we're in Newcastle?
I think so. I'm not going to do a Newcastle accent because my Newcastle accent's terrible.
No, and I would hate to actually upset any of our viewers
And
on my accent, because I can barely do my own, let alone...
In the meantime, we do have lead jammer awarded to Asselhoff. Oh, what a big hit there, forcing him to call it. But quad guards just clawing back, small points, small points, small points. That's going to take them up to 37. Tyne and Fear not being able to score in that jam either, so they stay on 105.
And I think that's why Asselhoff has come off and been quite happy with that, because even a couple more points on the board for them, but none on the board for Tyne and Fear.
Exactly.
Is exactly what the sort of play they want to see on these jams.
60 quad bit jamming for Tyne and Fear. Up against Slash Gordon once again. Big walls from both teams. 60 quad bit getting recycled all the way to the back, but Slash Gordon still trying to make his way past the wall of black at the front.
DJ getting in position at the front there, seeing if he can help strategically. Again, like a line of blockers from quad will wake him for 64 bit to get on there.
And we have lead jammer for Slash Gordon.
A big hit has left. 60 quad bit to be recycled there. Coming up against the entirety of the blockers for the quad guards there.
I like how Slash Gordon just kind of, he got to his wall, stopped, decided to help his wall out a little bit, then turned around and went. Unfortunately, it didn't quite pay off because the Newcastle blockers were waiting for him. One massive hit, and now he's being recycled all the way to the back too.
I think that's the confusion when you're used to playing in the blocker position and you're not used to alternating. Your brain maybe sticks too much in that blocker zone.
And 60 quad bit picking up a cut track there, so he's going to be making his way round to the box. Quad guards are going to be starting on a power jam. Quad guards going up to 41, closing the gap to Tyne and Fear's 105.
Asselhoff getting ready on the jam line. As you said earlier, Mother Mercy, they do start this off as a power jam.
They only have 2 blockers on the track, but those 2 blockers are Big Jim and Angry Bear. Now, are they going to play offense, or are they just going to wait and let Asselhoff push his way through, which he does? And that's lead jammer to Asselhoff.
Again, that strategy is something you have to do with full conviction. It's not the sort of thing you can just do half-heartedly. And in that way, was a very successful block. Some serious pressure there on Asselhoff to break his way through. And along the inside, he does successfully for 5 points.
In the meantime, 60 quad bit is back on track, trying to fight his way through the quad guards' defence. And I'm sure both of these teams are fairly tired when you consider the amount they've played this weekend already. Elbows called on Hygienic there.
Big Jim knocking out 60 quad bit literally right in front of us. Puts an element of recycling there as they're trying to keep that pace up again. Aslov coming back round for 4 points.
Big hit there from Angry Bear, forcing 60 quad bit to the back once again. This is going to be another fairly high scoring jam for quad guards.
And look at how much they are closing the gap. Like you said earlier, Mother, only a few points each time, but each time they score and Tyne and Fear don't, it brings them closer and closer. Only a 50-point deficit in it now.
Well, it looks like a cut track's been picked up by the quad guard jammer there.
And
that's
looking at
Hasselhoff sitting it, yeah.
Looks like he might need that 30 seconds, bless him. Again, they are using him quite a lot because he has shown great skills of jamming today. And again, without fire starter, it has limited who they can put out.
Ennui is a new concept of protective gear specifically designed for alternative sports and all non-motorised wheeled sports. Designed and run by skaters, our aim is to create protective gear that we would wear ourselves, products that keep us safe and protect our bodies against all sorts of injuries, while at the same time being unobtrusive and comfortable. And while I was chatting about that, Dark Matter went and got lead jammer.
He's quite good at that, isn't he?
He's quite good at that.
It's one of his, I bet that goes on his CV when he's looking for a new job.
Does. And Dark Matter picking up another 5 points on that pass.
So again, it's good to see Tyne and Fear getting a few more points on that board. It did seem they were in a bit of a rut. We're on the 105.
But Dark Matter picked up a back block and he's going to be making his way around to the box. Hasselhoff already back on the track trying to complete his initial pass now. Angry Bear going in to play a little bit of offense for him.
Mikau coming up against Angry Bear at that point. As you can see, Hasselhoff is one-on-one with a couple of jammers there. Really hitting that pressure along the inside. Big hit delivered there. But that was very bad. And it has sent number 222 to the box there.
222 to the box.
And a
cut track picked up by Hasselhoff. He's making his way around. In the meantime, Dark Matter came out of the box. Quad guards had no idea. He literally just stepped through them. Oh, Angry Bear unable to keep Dark Matter at the back. So he goes all the way around, picks up his 5 points. And Dark Matter making his way around once again.
Again, lightening the mood a little bit with the clapping and the approach towards the fans again. This being the home crowd.
A 25-point jam for Dark Matter there. I believe that's just what Tyne and Fear are going to have needed going into half-time now. We've got about 15 minutes, and just quickly I'd like to tell you about skates.co.uk, Derby-owned online store which sells everything you need, whether you're fresh meat or a seasoned pro.
Hi there folks, as you can see in the background we've got Sudden Discomfort and Seuss warming up on the track. We're just in the half time between Tyne and Fear versus the Quad Guards, and we've got here Mr. Yves Ormoy, or as we know him, Little Joe. We're going to call him Little Joe because that's what I know you as. And he's here, he's representing Power Slide, who are of course the company in charge of Juice Wheels and Ennui Protective Gear, who are sponsoring our team awards. And so Joker here is just going to tell us a little bit about that, and we're going to ask him about how he's found this tournament, what you felt against your game this morning about New Wheel Order. So first, explain to us what makes these wheels better than other wheels. Why are these wheels so good?
Okay, so The juice wheels that they've come up with are a dual compound. So whereas conventional wheels you have a plastic hub and then the urethane is poured to a plastic hub or an aluminium hub, they have a micro hub inside them, and as you can see the different colour, the throughout the range, like on this one is the I can't see.
It's a 91?
Yeah, these are the 91, so these are the softest ones.
It on the side.
Oh yeah, I need to know this product. They have a dual compound, so the inside is actually a softer urethane. So what happens is when you put pressure and weight through the wheel actually bends shape and keeps the maximum amount of traction on the floor at once. And I've been testing these wheels out, and when you really hammer these, when you really put the pressure down, put your power into the floor, they respond so well. And I was addicted to another well-known brand, which I obviously can't name now, but a certain LRG skater has just got her own first wheel. There's a little hint as to the wheels I was skating. These, when I really started putting some effort into it, using them, are such a responsive wheel. And they come out with, these are the Martini series. They also do the Spike series, which is a slightly different setup. They have a deeper set, which are on these actually. They have a deeper set hub, and then they have a urethane band, so these have got even more flex, but they're the more budget range. And I found these are great on tile floors, hard floors, and I've skated them on a wooden floor, laminated floor, and it's a totally different wheel. So yeah, these are the wheels.
And the way it's going to work is each of our tournament best jammer, tournament best blocker and MVP, so that's the all tournament best blocker, best jammer, MVP, will receive a full set of these wheels courtesy of Juice Wheels. And I believe we've also got a helmet here and some pads being modelled by Captain Malice from the Ennui protective skate gear range.
So the MVP is going to be getting the helmet, and then the blocker and the jammer will both be getting a lovely snapback.
So lots of headwear on them. So let's get away from Juice Wheels and Ennui protective gear. So that game you just played against New World Order, you went out, you dominated. New World Order were fighting hard. We said on the feed the score line didn't really respect the gameplay that was out there. So before that game, when you went into it, you knew you've played NWO before. What was your main goal there? What was your strategies?
It was just to dominate their jammer. It was working on controlling their jammer and not letting them out as much as possible, trying to hold it. We're lucky in LRT that we have a good pool of jammers to take from. After my little incident yesterday going off to the hospital, I took myself out of the jammer rotation and just stayed on blocking today, and we were just trying to wear them down and keep as tight as possible, and it seemed to work. I can't say more how much I love playing NWO, because it's always a lot of good vibes going back and forth on track, and I always have a little bit of banter with Seb, who also went to the hospital yesterday. Yeah,
you both sustained neck injuries, but let's gloss over that one for now, because you're all right now. But I think we've got about 2.5 minutes before we're going to go back to our live feed. So just to wrap up, let me know in a quick sentence how you've enjoyed this weekend, the inaugural Men's European Cup as backed by the Men's Roller Derby Association.
It's absolutely amazing, just perfect. Perfect.
With that, I'm going to say ta-ra from now, and we'll be coming back soon with the rest of Tyne and Fear versus the Toulouse Quad Guards, which is currently standing Quad Guards 58, Tyne and Fear 130. So with that, I think if we're ready, I will hand you back to the studio to Mother Mercy, who's waiting for me, and I will see you later on.
Yes, indeed. I was sitting here waiting patiently, but I was enjoying Eve's little dance moves at the end there. Didn't look strange at all. So we've got just over a minute left before we start the second half. Quad Guards versus Tyne and Fear Roller Derby. Really exciting first half. Very, very tight at the beginning, but then Tyne and Fear really able to extend that lead out. Quad Guards replied with quite a few power jams of their own. They managed to pick up some points, but then Tyne and Fear coming back so strong once again. Starting the second half at 130 to Tyne and Fear, 58 to Quad Guards. We've had our 15-minute half-time, nearly ready, underway now. Skaters on the track waiting patiently. Quad guard starting with their jammer in the box, I believe that's Hasselhoff. So Dark Matter's going to be starting on a power jam in Tyne and Fear's advantage. And just quickly before we get underway, the Men's Roller Derby Association is proud to be backing this inaugural Men's European Cup. We wish all the teams competing the best of luck. Hi, Smashlin.
Hi there, how you doing, Mother Mercy?
Good.
I'm excited about this second half, aren't you?
I'm more excited about the after party, I'll be honest.
But of course, whilst we're still here, we should try and focus on a little bit of derby.
Just
maybe.
a little bit.
Just a little bit. Although I find it difficult when I'm sat next to Captain Malice, who just looks very special in a very small Henri helmet. That has cheered me up no end. I think I'm just easily amused today.
And we are underway. Dark Matter coming up against a wall of white. Hasselhoff released shortly afterwards. But it is lead jammer for Dark Matter. Hasselhoff still trying to make his way through the pack. Dark Matter approaching on a scoring pass. Goes up against all four of the quad guards' defence, and that's a big old defence to be going up against, let's be honest.
When you've got Braveheart there stood next to some of the other guys.
Angry Bear.
Yeah.
Sanchez, the token short person.
Every team should have one.
Every team should have a token short person.
Again, it just fills in those quotas of care in the community elements, doesn't it?
Now lining up for Tyne and Fear, we have the captain Dog.
And he is coming up against Slash Gordon.
The captain for Toulouse.
So it's like captain on captain, jam on jam.
Captain, my captain. Oh, a cheeky little pinch there from Dog on Slash Gordon. Don't know if Slash quite knew what to make of that. Oh, everyone down, everyone back up.
Oh, captain, my captain.
Oh, captain, my captain. Now, neither captain able to break through at the moment.
Again, heavy pressure there by Hygienic, making sure that Dog is not jumping through.
But unfortunately, Slash Gordon did get called on the cut track there, and he's got to go and serve his 30 seconds.
And Dog got lead jammer. As he jukes about a little bit in his nice leggings.
So could this be a real early advantage for Tyne and Fear here, able to open up this lead even more? And obviously these teams at the moment playing for third and fourth place today. And a little bit of bragging rights. Quad guards were knocked out by Suz earlier. Tyne and Fear knocked out by Southern Discomfort, so we'll be seeing them in the final later. In the meantime, Dog picking up another 5 points. That's going to make this a 15-point jam for him at the moment. And Slash Gordon making his way through.
Dog making a nice run past Hygienic there, but he got to a point and tapped it and called it off.
Yeah, I think he could see that Slash Gordon was coming round on his first scoring pass, and he said, no, we quite like this lead and we'd like to keep it.
So go away.
Go away.
Tap, tap.
Tap, tap.
27 minutes left of play.
Yeah, and if you can hear that noise, that's not booing. It's because Moo has lined up to jam for Tyne and Fear.
Again, it's just their kind of signature call for him.
It is. A lot of ooze. He's going up against Hasselhoff for the quad guards, but Hasselhoff coming up against Chemical Owl, Reanimated Gift.
But there we go. That is fantastically done. Lead jammer for Moo.
Yep, lead jammer to Moo there. Stepping his way forcefully through the quad guards wall. And having a little bit of a tussle with Hasselhoff now. Noticed that the quad guards were speeding up to try and recycle him back in, decided to call it. 5 points awarded to Tyne and Fear, nil points for quads. And now we have 60 quad bit lining up to jam for Tyne and Fear, going up against Slash Gordon.
Moo rubbing his left butt cheek. I think it took a bit of a hit there, but you know what? He did a very good job on that last
I like how
jam.
you noticed that.
I was paying attention on people returning back to their bench because I like to make sure
They get
that
there
they're
safely.
okay.
Get there
exactly.
safely.
Because the distance from the track to the bench is a long distance
It's a long,
to cover.
long way.
And I'm glad him and his left butt cheek are okay. So if you want to tweet in about Moo and his left butt cheek, please feel free. It's hashtag MEC2014. And Captain Malice is sat here begging and dying and pleading for tweets about Moo's left butt cheek.
Now, in the meantime, both jammers struggling to get through. Oh, but it looks too close to call, but it was. Lead jammer was awarded to Slash Gordon. He calls it straight away.
I think he could see that that was going to be one of the most challenging jams, and he was just like, do you know what? Oh no, tap, tap.
If you're enjoying the coverage today, help us to keep providing high quality feeds by heading over to derbyduckproductions.co.uk and hitting the donate button. And now we have Dark Matter lining up to jam for Tyne and Fear.
And it's Hasselhoff there for the quad guards.
And Hasselhoff picks up a cut track, so once again we are going to see a power jam in Tyne and Fear's favour. And Moo just trying to push his way through at the front.
Hasselhoff has provided them with exactly what he doesn't want to, giving them a chance to push that even further out. As you can see, 99 points in the lead, Tyne and Fear from the quad guards.
Well done with your maths.
Yeah, because it's 1 point off 100. How am I on the ball?
Dark Matter just giving himself a little round of applause for that one. I did quite well.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of self-appreciation.
And exactly. Dark Matter getting down low, trying to get past the quad guards, but he got caught, recycled to the back. But Hasselhoff came back on the track, hit the Newcastle wall, and picked up a forearms penalty, so he's gone back to the box.
We've got Groben Dubois 222 holding on at the back with Hygienic 95 as they're keeping their eye out for Dark Matter. That pressure on the inside there makes him go off onto 1 foot. Looks like there was a no pass, no penalty there, so that does give him 4 points.
Yep, another big scoring jam for Tyne and Fear.
14 points in that jam.
And starting on a power jam advantage, we're going to have Dog jamming for Tyne and Fear.
And just a shout out to Rydell Skates, unmatched quality, unmatched performance. You can actually go and check them out on the thing called the internet. There is a website called www.rydellskates.com.
Now Dog is on track. Quads have got all 4 skaters trying to hold him back. Hasselhoff has been released. Quad guard, Tyne and Fear more than aware. And it looks like Braveheart picking up a multiplayer box. He's going to go sit in the box. And lead jammer has been awarded to Dog. Hasselhoff still trying to fight his way through. And quad guards just all defense at the moment, doing all they can to try and stop these jammers.
Hasselhoff thinking he was actually being sent off there, and he wasn't. I think it was just natural.
I think he's just used to getting sent off.
That's not really a good thing, is it?
It's not.
Your
but
first reaction when a ref's
it did
following
happen
is
quite
to
a
go
lot,
off.
quite a lot in those last few jams. So you can forgive the poor boy.
We definitely can.
And we now have Moo up to jam for Tyne and Fear. He's going up against Slash Gordon. Drum roll.
It's like an execution.
No.
Isn't that what they normally do before they drop the guillotine? But let's hope no one gets their throat slit here, because Newcastle isn't that bad a place.
And Moo trying to wake his way through. Slash Gordon not having no luck either. And that is Moo with lead jammer.
just looking there, Kamikal has been sent to the penalty box.
I think that's the first time Al has visited the box in this game.
Yeah, did you actually see what that was for? Because I was just quickly checking out the Twitter feed.
Now lining up to jam for Tyne and Fear, we are going to see once again 60 quad bit.
And we've had a tweet come in specifically for the wonderful kilt that is Kamikal. Kafka, Amanda at Kafka Valentine, thanks very much for tweeting in. It says, wowza, Tyne and Fear number 26 is a one-man wall of kilt. That is the lovely Kamikal. And I have to say, I love his eye makeup. It's very original. Or looks like he's just woken up, because that's tend to be how I'm going to look tomorrow morning after the after party.
Now, in the meantime, 60 quad bit having trouble getting through. And it is lead jammer that's been awarded to quad guards, and that is Angry Bear wearing the jammer panty.
Again, we don't see him brought out to jam very often. A very strong blocker for quad guards.
And he was able to pick up 2 points in that jam. No points picked up by Tyne and Fear in that one. Now lining up to jam, we have Dark Matter for Tyne and Fear going up against Asselhoff for the quad guards.
On track, I do quite like Kamikal's new title of the one-man wall of kilt. I think that's definitely something for him to think of, maybe a rename. Still pressure on Asselhoff to break through from that jam position, but again, taking a lot of pressure there from that wall of blockers.
And it is lead jammer to Dark Matter, but he's being followed quickly by Asselhoff, probably less than a quarter of a track behind him right now.
Dark Matter very much aware of just how close Asselhoff is, but has passed him, and he calls it off.
Yeah, he wasn't going to risk letting the quad guards pick up any points on that.
Again, 18 minutes and 20 seconds left of play, and Tyne and Fear have extended their lead quite considerably. 60 points to the quad guards, 184 to Tyne and Fear.
Double Threat Skates, roller derby skate shop based in central London and run by London roller girls Kristen Lee and Gorgasm. Check them out at www.doublethreatskates.co.uk. And once again, we're seeing Dog up for Tyne and Fear and Slash Gordon up for the quad guards.
Tank seriously applying that pressure, holding Slash Gordon back. Again, this is the element that we want to see, just how much pressure Tyne and Fear are putting on quad guards to step up.
And quad guards answered with Slash Gordon getting out of the pack and getting lead jammer. So Slash Gordon forced to call it at the end there by Rennie made a gift. Did manage to pick up 2 points. No points for Tyne and Fear in that jam. Lining up to jam for Tyne and Fear now, we have the lovely Moo going up against the equally lovely Asselhoff.
Again, I'm still waiting for my Baywatch run.
Oh. He might do it for you later if you ask him nicely. And in French.
I'll have to learn in French.
Yes.
Please, can you run like David Hasselhoff in Baywatch? So if we have any French speakers out there in the Derbyverse, please do tweet us what is French for that.
In the meantime, he picked up lead jammer.
Oh, good for him.
Fast moving pack here. Tyne and Fear running away. Not in the scaredy cat sense, but in the I'm going to protect my point sense.
Oh, thank you for that clarification.
Because if there's one thing you want to do as a blocker or a pivot, it's protect your point.
Do you know what? A quick shout out to skates.co.uk, the Derby-owned online store which sells everything you need, whether you're fresh meat or a seasoned pro. With complete skates, wheels, protection and more, they've got you covered. the sound of noise, or chanting
of noise. The sound of noise.
Yes.
And it's hygienic jamming for quad guards. Now, Moo picked up a penalty at the end of that last jam, so he's had to start sitting in the box. So quad guards obviously going to want to try and take advantage as much as they can of this power jam. But that's not going to be easy because Tyne and Fear have got all their skaters on the track.
Barnabash really coming up there as an impenetrable force. They are very much holding back hygienic. Nice little bit of recycling there.
And hygienic saw that Moo had exited the box and he decided safer to call this one. He'd picked up 4 points, taking Toulouse to 67, and Tyne and Fear still sitting on 184. Dark Matter jamming for Tyne and Fear up against Slash Gordon. Oh, Slash Gordon going straight in for the shoulder to Dark Matter, but Dark Matter managing to stay up. He does get knocked out of bounds by the Toulouse defence, makes his way to the back. Slash Gordon still trying to fight his way through the wall of black at the front.
With that 117-point deficit between quad guards and Tyne and Fear, I think quad guards are finally going, I need to kick some butt.
Yeah.
They are stepping out with just over 14 minutes left on the clock. Do you know what? We have seen more points scored in a couple of power jams. You never know, they could still turn this around.
They could indeed.
Basically keeping an eye with the action that is happening on track. We do have the serious pressure applied there on the blockers from Tyne and Fear. Looking at the attack they're laying out on Dark Matter. It's not easy to try and break through, but on that far corner, they are doing their best. But he has passed very successfully. Slash Gordon there nipping it in the bud just as he's heading off track there. 5 points, that obviously going to start making a difference. The more they build up, the better. That is quad guards up to 72. Tyne and Fear 184.
And lining up next, we have Dog for Tyne and Fear going up against Asselhoff for the quad guards.
I think Dog may have lost the sleeves to his t-shirt.
Happens a lot in Derby.
Yes. Collars and arms tend to come off a lot, don't they?
But we are underway. And Dog able to just force his way around the apex. Picks up lead jammer for his trouble.
Taking out Sanchez at that point, but again coming back round. With Brave her pivot at the back there, keeping an eye on the action.
Yeah, Asselhoff has made his way through his initial pass. Dog picks up 3, calls the jam. Juice wheels, finally refreshing innovation in wheels, developed specifically for Derby at all levels of play. The new technology delivers grip when you need, roll when you need, and energy when you need it most. Oh, and on the track we've got 60 quad bit jamming for Tyne and Fear going up against Angry Bear for quad guards. Neither jammer having an easy time of it at the moment, but it is lead jammer to Angry Bear.
Again with Angry Bear. Big hit there. Again, those sort of things are what you have to be careful of, but it does look like that is Angry Bear.
I think that was a misconduct called on Angry Bear there. Did a naughty on turn 2. So it's a power jam situation to Tyne and Fear. Let's see if 60 quad bid can take advantage of this in any way.
And just looking at that, the Blood and Thunder World Cup's actually coming up. The 2014 Roller Derby World Cup will be taking place in Dallas, Texas this December. 30 countries, 4 days, 3 tracks. Get your tickets online, and for more information, go to rollerderbyworldcup.com.
Now Angry Bear back on track. Angry Bear deciding to hang back there and play a little bit of defence with the rest of his blockers, helping them out. The 60 quad bit getting caught up in a wall of white. Angry Bear got recycled all the way to the back. And 60 quad bit just stepping past the last line of defence and picking up another 5 points. So Tyne and Fear coming very close now to breaking through 200. 197 to them, 75 to the quad guards. And we have Moo lining up to jam once again for Tyne and Fear, going up against Slash Gordon.
And with a 122-point deficit, again, I really want to see the quad guards.
Is that why you were quiet?
A little bit more.
Was you doing maths?
Yeah, I was doing maths on my phone. Actually, no, I was using an abacus.
An abacus?
Because I'm such a traditional girl in these matters.
You are.
And my abacus told me that it was 122.
And it looks like Moo with a lovely 360-degree turn right there, manages to pick up lead jammer. Slash Gordon still trying to make his way through his initial pass. It is a scoring pass for Movo, doing all he can to try and break through the wall of white. Slash Gordon has made his way through. Moo got knocked down on turn 2 there, looked up, saw Slash Gordon coming round, said, no, I'm calling it.
It's great to see that even at this point during the day when these guys are tired, they're playing hard, they are still very much aware of tactical elements like that. It's such a simple, easy thing that just sometimes paying a little bit of attention makes a huge difference to a play.
It does indeed. And if you've heard quite a lot about the boys today and you're thinking, what about some girl time? Then check out L. It's girl time. The new line of protective gear specifically designed for women by Ennui.
And again, we've already seen some of the Ennui products modelled by our lovely Captain Malice earlier on. And they are the guys that sponsored the skater Lil Joker.
Eves or mine.
Oh, Eves or mine. He skates for the Lincolnshire Rolling Thunder. That
I heard him called quite a lot of things in the last game. He was Eves or Marie, Eves or me, and I was, Eves or mine? Eves or May? It's Eves or me.
Eves or May.
Eves or moi. Or moi.
Again, this sounds
this is like you and man all over again. No.
I'm having flashbacks.
I spoke to him earlier and he said it was you and man.
That's what we were always saying. So to everyone out there, ha, you and man.
Stop correcting me.
Yes.
I have that enough in my life.
That's a bit much on air, sweetheart. You do need to take a minute there, mother.
And it's an official review. Official review has been no closeness.
That'll make it worse.
Official review has been called now by the Tyne and Fear boys.
I get that reaction when I offer hugs to some of the players. Is it something I've done wrong?
No, dear.
No, dear.
No, dear. I like these tops that Tyne and Fear are wearing. Do you know where they're from?
Do you know what? I think they're actually supplied by Queens of the Sin Bin.
Queens of the Sin Bin?
Yeah, because they're the official merchandise sponsors of the Men's European Cup. You know that tournament we're at right now? It's that. For all your custom derby clothing, whether you're a skater, official or a fan, Queens of the Sin Bin can meet your demands. Go visit them at queensofthesinbin.com.
I'd just like everyone to know, you can't see this, but Smashlin and Malice just went for a high five and fouled completely.
That was
I don't actually know what's wrong with the pair of you today. I think you're just a little overexcited, a little tired. You've been drinking quite a few energy. What the heck? That's not even a real drink. Shush.
I love how all of a sudden in the last 5 minutes you have properly turned into my mum. Which I do
is my name. It is my name.
Mother, give me mercy.
Mother, no mercy.
It was just a technical error where Captain Malice thought he would high-five my hand with his head.
Of course, of course.
That could happen to anyone technically. It was just a misplacement and misjudgment of a lot of things.
So it looks like we're just about ready to get back underway. Dark Matter lining up to jam for Tyne and Fear up against Hasselhoff for the quad guards. And I'm sure you can hear that reaction for Tyne and Fear here on their home turf.
And they've reached the 200-point mark. Quad guards 75, 125 points in it, 8 minutes 40 seconds on the clock. I'm all excited.
Oh, Hasselhoff forcing Dark Matter off very early there. Dark Matter coming in behind him. But it didn't do him much good because it's lead jammer awarded to Dark Matter. And Hasselhoff still trying to make his way around. He has broken through. Oh, little bit of a ref collision there for Dark Matter.
But he did look very apologetic.
He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it.
I think some people you can tell when they mean it. That was like, oh, I'm really sorry. Angry Ben knocking Dark Matter out, recycling him to the back of the pack.
And the same went for Hasselhoff there. Big hit. Got recycled all the way to the back.
Braveheart taking a moment to lie down like one of those lovely ladies. But again, he's back up on track.
I'm not sure if Dark Matter knew that Hasselhoff had already made a scoring pass.
I'm not too sure about that. That was a hit from Braveheart onto Dark Matter, who was looking like he was trying to get I can't even speak, excuse me, a cross cut there on the track.
So quad guards, I believe, picked up 8 points on that jam, and Tyne and Fear picked up 6.
So with this official review for the quad guards.
And we'll also try and relate what the official review was for Tyne and Fear earlier.
Yeah, the last official review was for an additional penalty on a white blocker, but basically the refs were not giving them anything.
No, penalty stands. And don't forget that after this game we will have our final, and that's going to be the almighty force that is Southern Discomfort Roller Derby, going up against the well-loved South Wales Slurs.
Again, it's like top dog meeting the underdog. It is something that not anyone suspected, but from the start of the second game, the South Australians really stepped up their game, and you know what? I'm glad to see them in the final.
I have to say, a lot of people that I spoke to over the weekend were really tipping either quad guards or Lincolnshire for the final. You know, a lot of people said it, but I mentioned in the first game, when you read the player profiles, a lot of the skaters said, who are you going to look out for? They all said Suze. They all said Suze.
And again, all that's going to do is just confirm and support exactly what they've done here today by playing the way they have.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get through to a final when you see some of the strongest teams in the UK present here. And
in Europe.
Because it's the European Cup and all. See what I did there? Covered that well, didn't I?
Well done. No one noticed.
The people in Derbyverse won't understand me anyway. It's my strong accent.
You don't have an accent. What is your accent?
London, baby.
Oh, London. That's right. Mine's just common.
Not at all. You sound a lot classier than you look.
I know. I do put it. It's my good posh talking voice.
Yeah, I've got a phone voice. I'm great for radio. Just when you see my face, not so good. As someone always said, a face only my mother could love.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of love out there for your face, Smashlin. Now, hopefully we'll find out what the outcome of that review was shortly. In the meantime, on the track, we have Dog jamming for Tyne and Fear up against, I think that's Slash Gordon. Yeah, that is Slash Gordon. Now, the whistle has gone. And Slash Gordon just trying to play a little bit of defence on Dog. Dog says, all right then, I haven't got much else to do. If you want to waste time, let's waste time. There's only just under 7 minutes left, just under 7 minutes left in this half.
I think Dog was playing him at his own game there.
I think so.
Unfortunately, quad guards, are they really in a position to be wasting that time?
Not particularly, but it was lead jammer being awarded to Slash Gordon. So Dog sort of taking it easy a little bit on this, waiting for Slash Gordon. Going to try and force him to call it, which it works. Slash Gordon does have to call the jam.
Aren't you psychic, Mother? You saw that coming before he did.
A little bit.
Just over 6 minutes left of play of the second half. And again, Tyne and Fear, they are delivering 206 points. Quad guards, 87.
60 quad bit lining up against Asselhoff. And it's lead jammer awarded to the quad guards. So just to confirm the official review, quad guards were trying to claim that the black jammer had intentionally skated out of bounds. The refs say no, he was blocked out of bounds. It was completely legal, so no penalty issued. Lining up to jam next for Tyne and Fear, we have Moo. And it looks like 60 quad bit's going to pay a little bit of a visit to the paramedics. I think he got a little knock in the face there. It's just going to go and get checked out.
Again, it's better. Anything like that can happen that you are double checked. This is why we're glad we actually have our medics on site. Without them, this tournament would not really go ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do go and have a look at their Facebook page. It's facebook.com/event first aid cover Cheshire. Great setup. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
They've earned their money today. And it looks like we're going to have a quick timeout. It's an official timeout, I believe. Miss Trial just wanted to go and have a quick word with the quads bench. Moo and Slash Gordon waiting patiently on the jammer lines. Now quads with 2 on the track, Tyne and Fear with 3. And Barnabash coming on quickly to join his teammates.
Big pressure on the outside there, Tank stepping out of the way. As you can see, Moo still battling around, but that is lead jammer awarded to Slash Gordon.
And Tank with a little bit of a uniform problem there. Looks like part of his wrist guard coming out, takes himself off the track. In the meantime, lead jammer was awarded to quad guards, but Moo passing Slash Gordon, forcing Slash Gordon to call the jam.
Okay, now an extra 6 points for Tyne and Fear, 206. Quad guards stepping it up, approaching that 100 points on 92.
Just under 5 minutes left in this second half. Dark Matter lining up with the jammer panty for Tyne and Fear and Asselhoff for quad guards.
This is a pairing we've seen a couple of times this game. Again, both strong players, but I think certain elements of skill slightly more showing in Dark Matter. But Harry does break through so seamlessly like that.
Yeah.
Lead jammer.
But Asselhoff making his way around, he has broken through. Matter. Is he going to run the clock? I think so. With only 4 minutes left, not too likely that quad guards are going to be scoring over 100 points, especially when Hasselhoff picks up a blocking with a head and makes his way to the box. So now a power jam situation. Big hit on Sanchez by Dark Matter. Picks up 5 points. Dark Matter getting nice and low. And Hygienic picking up an elbows call makes his way to the box. So with it all, it's all about bragging rights at the end now.
Please don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we do have an active Twitter feed. It is hashtag MEC2014. I want to be seeing you tweeting the hell out of this. Shizzle manizzle. This is the Men's European Cup 2014. Let's keep this going and active in the Derbyverse. Cam.
Now lining up to jam for Tyne and Fear, we've got Dog versus Slash Gordon. I've lost count in the amount of times we've seen these two coming up against each other again today. Penalty trouble for both teams in this second half a little bit. Everyone just getting a bit carried away, and we are underway. Slash Gordon playing a little bit of defense now. He goes up against a wall of black, leaving Dog up against that wall of white. But Tank and Barnabash not making it easy for Slash Gordon there. And lead jammer for Slash Gordon.
Angry Bear getting ready to face up to more than a woman there on track. Charles Martellier coming up to support them as well. Getting ready to use him as a human, a blocker for Dog. It looks like that was called.
And quad guards finally managing to break through the century. 101 points to Tyne and Fear's 220.
And that is a 119-point deficit. Difference in points there. My maths is getting a lot quicker, isn't it?
It's getting a lot quicker. It seems the more of that energy drink, you get a lot smarter.
I think I'm going to stick to that tonight at the after party.
Indeed.
So
Moo and Hasselhoff just sort of faced off there, and I think Moo knew that Hasselhoff was going to try and throw that shoulder, just stepped out of the way. But Hasselhoff has been awarded lead jammer.
Again, liking the shiny glove of respect there, representing whilst he's on track. Thank you, Moo.
Oh! Moo trying to jump over one of the quad guards there. Didn't quite pull it off.
Little bit of an epic jump that would have been, but unsuccessful.
It would have been a legendary jump. But you know, when you fail, you fail.
Yeah, there's no hiding it, unfortunately. We would like to be supportive, but it was a fail.
So Hasselhoff just trying to pick up as many points as he can now in this final jam. Up against Chemical and Reanimated Gift, such a common pairing we've seen today on the track. And working so well together.
It is a great pairing again.
It is, it really is.
Other. Very similar in tactics, but you know what? Completely different in style of skating. And it's great just to see the flexibility of the
And the period clock has run out now. So we know that this will be the final jam. There's no official reviews left for either team. So is Hasselhoff going to go all the way to the end? He's got 10 more seconds to see what he can put on the board.
Unfortunately, a cut track has been
There was a
awarded.
star pass. There was a star pass to Reanimated Gift. But it's not going to matter. because the unofficial final score now is 105, I believe, or 109 points to the quad guards and 224 points to Tyne and Fear Roller Derby. They will take third place at this year's Men's European Cup, and a well-deserved third place.
I think both teams played very well, but as you can see by the score, Tyne and Fear just obviously had that slightly superior play today.
Both teams really fighting that one out, and lots of love to quad guards too, who did not stop fighting up until the very last whistle. They didn't give up at all. They just went for it and went for it and went for it.
That is exactly what we like to see. This tournament is not about wimping out. It is about going until the very, very end, but still enjoying what is an epic tournament.
And let's not forget, we have our final coming up next. We are going to see Southern Discomfort Roller Derby up against South Wales Salers. It's going to be amazing.
And do you know what? Don't you dare go anywhere. This is due on at 7 o'clock. You need to stay exactly where you are. I don't want you moving for any reason. This is going to be the final to end all finals of any European Cup that's ever going to come. Stay with us, ladies.
I've been Mother Mercy. You've been Smashing in Monroe. Let's go to some adverts.